I know the feelings that you get when you listen to the fire. I get them too. It's the sound of the fire. The voices told me to give this to the world. Like it if you love it. What is the fire? It's a feeling that I feel. Long live the fire. Let's go. At 7 a.m. in the east, I turn into a beast. Mornings I wake up and create fire, spitting heat. Fire's like a beautiful seaplane with suitcases full of cash, a dashing co-pilot. And where do we land? The fire's like this feeling that I feel. Where do we go from here with all these feelings that we feel? This one's supposed to be a beast. It's real, and we will have to acknowledge these feelings before we start to heal. A soldier once told me, you can't dress your wounds while you're in the battle, so part of your test. Lay down on your shield before you ever fold up. Your life isn't so bad, you just gotta hold up. Told my boys when I die, listen to the fire, I put everything in it. Burn it for your future and sacrifice from the beginning. Cause freedom isn't free. That's why we gotta do the work on these visions that we see. Just keep following me. When you don't care about the weight, we can finally see. We can finally increase. Leave the ego at the door to understand what lies beneath. Sometimes we don't know why we feel these feelings that we're feeling. But everybody's feeling it as we watch God reveal it. We speak about 16,000 words in a day. So imagine how many are unspoken and go through your brain. It's not a fact, but it is evaluation, and judgments entwined with emotional thought engagement. Some are positive and some are negative. Prevailing wisdom says difficult thoughts are repetitive. All healthy human beings, of course, have an inner stream of thoughts and feelings that include more than their dreams. It's criticism, doubt, and fear. It's our mind doing its job it was meant to do here. Trying to anticipate and solve problems and avoid potential pitfalls from times we couldn't solve them. We don't actually stumble from low thoughts and feelings. It's inevitable that we get hooked. Just keep on swimming. Caught on a line from only one of two ways. We buy into the thoughts, we treat it like it's facts, and avoid moments that evoke emotions for days. We battle with why it exists, to see if there's a better way to rationalize it away. We push on to similar situations, even when it goes against the grain of everything in your equation. In either case, we pay way too much attention. Internal chatter holding us back from ascension. Cognitive resources could be put to better use, but it's a common problem, self-emotional abuse. Anxiety about priority, jealousy of success, fear of rejection before moments of stress. Positive affirmations, list of what we do. Immersing in your task never seems to come through. When we look at how long that the challenges persist, we minimize and ignore thoughts and feelings get repressed. To minimize or ignore thoughts only makes matters worse. Emotions come through like the gift and the curse. Don't buy into or try to suppress. It's your inner experience that makes you the best. Instead, approach your feelings in a mindful way. Think about what's valuable to get carried away. Be productive to increase ability. Developing what we call emotional agility. Managing one's feelings helps alleviate the stress. Become more innovative and rise above every test. It's acceptance and commitment. Recognize your thoughts and patterns of emotions by labeling spirits that you fought. Accept it. You know what to do. Act on the value of what's important to you. We're all trying to avoid the discomfort that we feel, held by inner experiences against our wills. Recognize your pattern. Gain agility over emotions that bring feelings that paralyze ability. Recognize when you've been hooked by your thoughts and feelings. It's hard to do, but you can see if you're willing. 1. Thinking becomes repetitive and rigid. Self-recriminations that look like a broken image. Repeating the same thoughts over and over again. It gets so fast when you're not sure you can win. The source of trouble, it's not the environment we're in. It's the pattern of the thoughts and the feelings that you're keeping in. Realize when you're stuck to initiate change. Been paying too much attention to the noise in your brain. You have inner resources that can be put to better use. Look at the soul of your emotions when you don't know what to do. When you observe it, you'll be overwhelmed. When thoughts crowd the mind and then begin to condescend. Label all of the emotions. Call a spade a spade. Emotion is emotion from mistakes that you made. The price was paid, you already got your grade. But we still feel afraid to let the memory start to fade. See your thoughts and your feelings for exactly what they are. A transient source of data that can invade who we are. Accept it. The opposite of control is not acting on everything that we've thought or been told. Stay away from negativity. Have an open attitude when you observe how you're feeling. Have a spirit of gratitude. Pay attention but let the feelings come through. Take a deep breath about what happened to you. Live in the moment, it may bring about relief, but you still may not feel good when dealing with your grief. You just may realize how emotional you are. Show yourself some compassion, reality star. Make room for your feelings, don't try to reject. Get your energy up before you start to deflect. Let it push you forward, something important is at stake. We need to be productive, no time for a break. Act on your values, unhook yourself from thoughts and emotions leading you to your death. Expand your choices, you can decide to act in ways that align with values under attack. Are you living the kind of life that you wanted to live? Bought a chain of things you did that you couldn't forgive. The mind's thought stream can flow endlessly. That's why feelings are fleeting and we suffer to be. Emotion change like the weather, but values can be called out in any situation when you're feeling the doubt. Think of something that means something and how deeply committed you are to your passions and the purpose that you're living. Unhook from distracting and discouraging feelings. Be guided by the light and the voices you're hearing. Think of your values, not only your emotions. You can find perfect peace in parts of you that were broken. It's impossible to completely block it out. Free yourself on the inside to find out what you're about. Emotional agility, there's no quick fix. Even when you get good, you still get caught in the mix. Those who become increasingly adept over time are the most likely to thrive for as long as they're alive. To achieve the agility, can only focus on the good emotions and be happy because people think you should. What it can actually do is make it hard to detect when God's leaving clues and you start to deflect. I got him on the main line as I start to reflect. He picks up every time, but I call him collect. To learn about emotions, recognize emotions. Know they may not be right when what we feel is commotion. It's still a resource, and emotions keep telling us things about value, but we still keep rebelling. They tell us how we want to be, to move forward in life. If you're stuck on the runway, you can still take flight. People who strive too much to be happy, actually over time, become more unhappy, fixated in their mind. But also it's at odds with our ability to learn. Skills around emotions, the feelings that you're feeling, that teach us how to look past things we need to discern. No emotion is bigger than us when our passions burn. It's only when we reach that place within ourselves that we're able to be effective and win. It's the bind that people most often find themselves in. A lot of demand when they portray you in a particular way. Avoid situations when you do something or say that helps you feel good in the short term, doesn't align with your values in the long-term way. Don't criticize yourself when you value affirmation. Managing emotions is a small price to pay with. Don't just do away with them. Put strategies in place that let you use them effectively when hearts start to race. Don't let your emotions govern your behavior. It's like a guidance system. No one else can save you. Do yourself a favor. Remember, God is the appraiser, so it's better you don't waver. It's criticism, doubt, and fear, and how you respond to it that gets you into the cliff. A negative self-image hurts potential for success. Emotional intelligence controls it all at best. Emotional agility is approaching your inner self, mindfully and productively reestablishing your wealth. There is no emphasis on suppressing the emotions. You can have intelligence but still go through the motion. If you focus on control, you suppress negative feelings. Hooked on negative emotions and your thinking becomes rigid. We can't make effective decisions to think of all the new ways of doing things in the visions that we view. Embrace new challenges. Personal development is essential and evident to becoming excellent. The best way that we can develop emotional agility, acknowledge both positive and negative energy. Detach yourself from your thoughts and acknowledge the emotions. They don't limit your ability to shut the doors that you close. Know your why, keeping values at the front of your mind. Let it guide you when negative thoughts keep steering you blind. Move on, adjust your mindset, change habits that prevent yourself from being at your best. Heal for real. To make myself clear, understand bottling emotion is a bad idea. How you deal with your inner world determines how you live. Have the courage to be authentic. Thrive in all realms. When you feel tough emotions, don't run for the door. Instead, face the feelings that you're trying to ignore. Internal pain always comes out, but discomfort is the admission if you want to get out. When people are allowed to feel their emotional truth, it adds years to our lives like the fountain of youth. Decide exactly where to go from here and make your 2021 the most extraordinary year.